If you're here, that means you have a lot of really big goals for your life. You're ambitious, you're driven, and you are determined to create the success that you're craving in your life and in your business. I love setting goals. I love creating vision statements. I love visualizing the future. It's so fun to think about what's possible and what I want to create. One of the most important ingredients for success is empowerment. We have to be empowered if we want to create any kind of change in our lives. And the best way to empower ourselves is to take radical ownership of our current outcomes and lifestyles. This means looking at your results, looking at your habits, your beliefs, your routines, the way you're currently showing up in the world, consciously and unconsciously, and seeing if I continue this, is it going to lead me to where I want to be a year from now? 5 years from now? And if not, what do I need to shift? What do I need to change? That's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be doing an end of year review or end of month or quarter, wherever you are, review over our current results, current outcomes, so that we can be empowered as we set goals for the next year. This is one of the most important steps in setting yourself up for success. So do not skip this part. So pause this video and go grab your planner, your old journals from this year, computer so that you can look at all of the details, all of the results, coffee, candle, whatever you need to make this a fun, cozy experience, and then come back and get ready to dive deep. Welcome back. I hope you are ready to dive in and take full ownership of where you are in your life, of the results you created in your life this year, so that you can empower yourself to move forward. Let me know in the comments too, what area of your life are you most excited about taking full ownership of? What are you excited about really owning and maybe even improving in the next year? Let me know in the comments. Now, I want to preface this because there's a couple elements here that are going to be really important as we move through this review. What we want to do is, first off, we want to have a strong sense of belief in ourselves, that the goals that we have for our life, the dreams that we have for our lives are really possible, like full on out. They're inevitable, gonna happen. We might not know how exactly or when exactly, and that's okay, we don't have to, but we want to really dive in and tap into that sense of belief that it's possible. The other thing we want to do is we want to have a strong sense of compassion for ourselves. What I don't want is for you to look back on some results, maybe things didn't really work out, or maybe you made some choices that you're not super proud of. It happens. It's okay. You're human. And what we don't want is to go down a shame spiral or feeling bad about yourself and starting to hit on that internal belief that what you want is possible, that you're capable of creating the success that you want. So that being said, we're going to detach a little bit emotionally from the outcomes here. We're going to look at them as data. That's what they are. It's just data. It's just showing us what our actions, our behaviors, our choices led us to this year. And we're just going to look at that a little bit detached so that we can really hone in on feeling empowered and feeling like I'm capable of making changes, because you absolutely are. So I want to preface that. My goal here is not for you to look at your results and beat yourself up. That's not what we're here to do. That is not helpful in any capacity. So because of that, we're going to start off looking at what went well. We're going to dive into some wins that you had and some positive strengths that maybe you developed, ways that you grew that you're really proud of. And we're going to really hone in and look at that before we dive into some areas that maybe didn't go so well. I recommend as you go through, as you see these questions, that you do pause the video, you take time to really dive into each question as thoroughly as you can. The more thorough you are, the easier it's going to be when you get to the goal setting part and creating a strong vision for your life for the next year. So we're going to start broad, and then we're going to get a little bit more detailed as we go. And here are the first round of the questions. Okay, now we're going to go through some maybe less fun questions, but that are really important to dive into as well. So take a breather if you need, get some water, whatever you need. Take some time, pause with each question, and really answer as honestly and as compassionately as you can. Okay, now that we have the broader questions done, we are going to move on to more specific aspects and areas of our lives and really get detailed with the results that we created for ourselves, how that felt, what it felt like to move through that, and what we want less of, what we want more of, all of that. So we're going to do this in a few different categories, and we are going to start by looking at our businesses. Now we're going to dive into money because that's really similar to business. And I want to talk about this a little bit before we dive in because so many of us are craving more abundance. So many people I talk to who, even the goals that they have and what they want for their lives, money is kind of at a really big part of that for them. They want more freedom, they want security, peace, the ability to do things that they really want to do, and that does take money. Sometimes, though, we can put such an emphasis on it that it actually deters us from managing our money well and creating more of it. I want to talk a little bit about what it looks like to assess our current money situation so we can actually be empowered to move forward. So we want to look at not only what we want to create in our lives, the type of abundance we want to create, and how we're going to do that, because that takes an exchange, right? We have to give something in order to get its energy. Money is just energy. It's a tool, it's a resource that we exchange for things that we value. And so what of value are you giving in exchange for money? So that's something to think about, and we just did that with the business too, of what we're creating of value for others. What we also want to look at is if we want more of abundance in any area of our life, we want to make sure that we're taking care of what we have now really, really well. We have to steward what we have now. We have to invest it. We have to be wise with the choices that we make right now. And we also want to express gratitude for what we have now, even if it's a fraction of what you're really craving. Those two things are crucial if you want to build wealth, create more opportunity for money to come in. You really want to be serious about, okay, am I stewarding what I have really well right now? And am I grateful? Because if you're not, and if you're in a state of scarcity and you're viewing money as it's really hard to come by, I'm not good at it, I'm not good with it, I don't manage it well, I don't ever have enough, those are beliefs that you're sharing with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is going to take those beliefs as fact, and then it's going to search for proof that that is truth. And it doesn't have to be. You're really digging a hole for yourself, essentially. I would be very mindful of how do I currently view money? What are my beliefs around money? Do I think it's really hard to make? Do I think you have to do things you're miserable in order to make it? Do I think I'm really bad at it? Because that's a behavior. You can change that. You can empower yourself to make different choices. So go inward and see where you're at. Take an honest view where you're at right now so that you can move forward and change that narrative if you're in a place you don't really want to be. Okay, next we are going to look at how we spend our time and our attention. Two incredibly important resources that we have. This is probably going to be one of the most important aspects of the review because we do have time. You have time to do things that you care about and that you really value, and you have the energy and attention you need to focus on them too. But sometimes it's so easy to get caught up scrolling social media, looking at other people and what they're doing, and that is just stealing time and attention away from things that we could be doing, that we really, really care about, that we really value, and that actually propel us forward in a powerful way. So sit down, look at honestly How do I spend my time right now? And what do I want that to look like? Last but certainly not least, we are going to dive into our relationships and look at the relationship that we have with ourselves and the relationships we have with others. So let's dive in. Okay, we've got a few final questions to wrap up the end of year review before we move on to the next step, which is creating a really powerful vision for who we want to be and the life that we want to create. So let's dive in one last time. Whew, we did it. Congrats. That was a lot. It was a lot to dive in and to look at, and it takes a ton of courage and commitment to success in order to do that. So, pat yourself on the back, go for a walk, take some time to get in nature, take some deep breaths, and let the lessons and learnings from this past year, from that year end review, really sink in, really take hold. Repeat the affirmations and just give yourself some space to reflect where you need to. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, because next week we are going to take all of that insight from the end of year review, all of the lessons and knowledge that we gained, and we're going to use that to create a compelling vision for who we want to become and the life we want to create in the next year. This is a very important part of the process. It's so important for our subconscious to have a specific and compelling vision so that our minds can start seeking out opportunities and working for us to create the success that we're desiring. So comment below if you have any questions at all, and I will see you here next week.